Hello everyone, welcome to Jenga Arc Studio. This is video number 4 on our series on how to design a cattle shed, and I want us to get right into it. So we've already done this. This is a bit we've done, as you can see the 3D. So I want us to get to the roof now, the roof design. So you come to the floor settings here, and we have the ground floor, we have the first floor, and up here I want us to have the roof. We will adjust these adjustments later, so let's get to it. There is our roof, which is empty. So first we go to the ground floor. I want this to be a pitched roof, so the first step is our roof should span on the shorter side, and this happens to be the shorter side. So I want to zoom in a bit and get the actual measurement. So come to the documenting tools, come to the dimension, and zoom into the dimension we want to take, basically the width, which would be that, zoom out, zoom in again, that bit, and that bit. From that, we can zoom back out and tap somewhere there. It's not really visible. Let's just zoom in a bit. So our length is 20 meters plus 150 plus 150 plus 200. So basically it is 20 plus 150, that is 2200. So it is 2400, basically 20.4 meters. That is how we are gonna design our roof to span. So you come to the documenting tools, which is that, tap the line tool, and our length is gonna be our truss length. Let's make it 2400, basically our tie beam. It's quite a big roof. There's different ways of going about it. We can always have two truss members, which will still be okay, and they will span. Just zoom in. There's various ways of going about a roof, and it will span from here to the center and the other one to the center. Let's first try the longer one. So right click on that, and there we go. We have our roof, our first line. From this, I want us to have, so you're supposed to do a bit of calculations for your roof. I want it to have a pitch of 30. So you come to the arc tool, come to the documenting tools, come to this, and from this we are gonna calculate an angle of about this is the roof pitch, 30 degrees, which is gonna be there. Same for this other part, but now this being the the opposite side, it should be a negative 30, or rather 180 minus 30 should be 150. So let's work with negative 30, which is that, and come to the line tool, join them to that. This other side, do the same thing to that. Remember, according to our calculations, our king post height, which should span from the center of our span, this being our span from this point to this point, our calculation should be the truss should have about 5.9 meters. So we have 5.9, or rather 5900, which is that, and from there we can easily join them. So that will go to this point, to that point, and that to this point. There you go. There is our king post. And so in roofing, we call this the tie beam. This is the king post, and these act as our rafters. And occasionally, these rafters are supposed to have an adjustment of about 700, an offset, sorry, for the eaves. Same for this other part, 700 should be should be good enough. So we have that. Our next step should be our struts, spanning at an angle of 45 to that, then the other strut at an angle of 90 to that, then another one to that. That's 45, that's good enough. And the final one to that. Same thing for this other side. Span it all the way. To that. Have this here. Have that there. And that there. That is good enough. After having the sketch out, remember we've been using our line tool. You come to the design tool here and all the way to this design extras there, and as you can see there is a truss maker. I want us to create a truss, which will be that. Sorry, I missed something. So when you're done with your line tool, you're supposed to select everything. I almost missed that step. You're supposed to select your whole sketch. You just start somewhere there, and that is good enough. So you select your sketched out truss, come to the design tool, design extras, and create a truss. And I want our truss to be made of timber, and this will be 3500 project 0. And come to the truss profile. There is our preview. We should work with this is 4x4. This is 100 mm by 100 mm. Let's work with 4x2. That should be good enough. 4x2, which is 50 mm. And we can have that, and change the color of the truss to be, let's make it something, let's work with yellow, or whatever that color is. I'm assuming that is yellow, and select that truss. We are gonna name it truss 1. That is okay. Tap on save, and now we can drag our truss. Right click, move, drag it to the edge, to be somewhere there. We can take a look in the 3D section. Let's just navigate towards it. There goes our truss. There goes our truss. I think I like what I see. And we can take this, right click, and copy it, come to the ground floor. I want to place our truss somewhere here. So right click, paste it, paste it. There is our truss. Then I want us to rotate the truss. Right click on it, move it, and rotate it. So you right click on it, tap on rotate, tap on that. That is our starting point, and our truss should span to there, and tap it. And now again right click, and I want to drag it, and that is where our truss is gonna start. There. Again, for you to calculate the number of trusses, what you do, you're supposed to take the length and divide by 2. So if our length is 45.2, they're supposed to span in 2-meter spans. So we are gonna have 22 pieces of trusses. So just press escape first. Let's see if we moved it. So rotate that. It's nowhere to be seen. So let's try that again. Right click this, move, drag a copy, and we're gonna move this to here. Tap that, press escape, go to the 3D view. There seems to be a problem with our truss, the placement of it. Select that, and we can do it manually. Just do that again. You come to the truss settings, preview and positioning. Let's make it to be 3500. Press OK. There we go. Now we can position it even better. We move toward it. Let's try and do it from the 3D view. tap that, select that, tap that, and as you can see, we are positioning our truss. Should sit well on the wall plate. Just wind back. There goes our truss, our first truss, sorry. So we go back to the ground floor, and we're gonna select that again. Let's just try and locate it. You can always scroll. There is our truss. Right click on that and drag a copy. I want us to move it a distance of 2 meters. There goes our other truss. Let's take a look. Let's just navigate around it. There it is. There goes our second truss. Outer spacing of about 2 meters. Right click again, and now we can move multiple copies at 2 meters. Tap that. 4 meters. So I'm inputting 4 meters because we're moving it from the original, the second truss, which goes to that. Another one, 6 meters. Another one, 8 meters. Another one, 10 meters. Another one, 12 meters. Another one at 14 meters. Another one at 16 meters. Another one at 18 meters. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Another one at 20 meters. Another one at 22 meters. Another one at 24 meters. Another one at 26 meters. Another one at 28 meters. Add another one at 30 meters. 32 meters. Another one at 34 meters. Another one at 36 meters. Another one at 38 meters. Another one at 40 meters. Another one at 42 meters. And we can have our last truss somewhere there. Press escape. go to the 3D view. There are our trusses. Let's just navigate around it. There you go. There you go. Our structure is coming into shape quite well. There is our truss. That's a bird's eye view. And we can get rid of these sample trusses here. Just delete it. This other one. We thank them as they leave us. That being done, we go now to our roof covering. So we come to the design tool, architectural tools, and here is our roof. Should be somewhere here. Where's the roof? There we go. Let's just try that again. There is our roof. I want a very basic structure. So that being done, now we can work on the roof. Basically the roof covering. We come to the design tool, architectural tool. We find the roof, which should be somewhere here. That's our roof. And in the roof settings, I want our roof. We can use this basic structure for the roof. For this, we can find something to work with. We can work with that, something very generic. And that should be good enough for us. We can give it a height of 3500. We make it a gable. Let's try that, see where that takes us. Come to the ground floor, and our roof starts there. And that is exactly what we don't want. Let's try this. That should work for us. So you zoom out and zoom back in to the edge, which is somewhere there. Tap that, press escape and come to the 3D. There is our roof. There's a bit of a problem. Select the roof, come to the settings, and we can change. This should be the angle of our roof. Remember, we made it at 30 degrees. And select that. Let's see where that takes us. That's okay. Now we can adjust the height of the roof to about our structure was 3500 high. Let's work with that. Press OK. There goes our roof. Press escape. Let's see how that. I think that's okay. I'm liking the roof. There goes our roofing structure, or rather our roofing covering. I like what I see. This being a cow shed, I wouldn't advocate for gable walling, because if it was for human beings, basically what we'll have to do is we'll do a gable wall here, but the open space is good enough for the cows. But we can always do that. Let's just walk around it. There is our roof structure. There is our roof structure, and I like it from a bird's eye view. Let's add some 50 mm here. Let's make it 3550. Press OK. That is good enough. Let's just get closer. Here's our structure. We are inside the trusses. That being done, let's go to the ground floor. Zoom out. I think now we can start setting out our grid elements. So you come there, zoom to this bit here. I will want to end this video on that part so that we can focus on the grids in our next video. I hope you enjoyed, learned something. Just a final look at our masterpiece, which is still cooking. There goes our roof. There we go. So see you next in our next video. Thank you for watching.